Well, good evening, everybody. So I'm Dr. Katherine Callahan. I'm an advanced practice family nurse practitioner, board certified. So a little bit about me. I was raised on the east side of Indianapolis. My father died when I was very young. I was able to attend college and his service-connected death. And then I paid my own way through master's and my postgraduate work. So I do hold a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. I do hold a Master's of Science in Nursing and Clinical Nurse Specialist in Women and Child Health. I also have a postgraduate as a family nurse practitioner, and I also hold a doctorate in nursing practice. I've been a dean of nursing schools, and I've practiced in many networks, so I'm very familiar with how insurances go, how cost is developed, and how things actually work in healthcare. So, more about me, I have 2 children. People often ask, what do I think about education and the right for the children to have the choice of going to school? My kids have been through parochial schools. I was blessed enough that I got an education that I could support them and put them through the best schools. We found early on that my kids excelled in education and we could not stay there. So I moved them to a public school. I then sent them on to a public school. I became the #1 in their class and they brought home no homework in their books. I found that to be a problem as well. So I sent my one daughter off to school to study over in England, and she went over to England and she called home and said, I can't stay in this school. That was right here in Madison. So after that, they both scored perfect on the IREs. They have done very well. So I moved her to another public school, which she aspired and did very well. She herself went and got her own full ride scholarship. I had no idea to the first day she attended college and said, you won't be paying for this. That is how I raise my children, and that's how I try to educate our community on everything so you can do for yourself, not that what can we do for you. So I want to explain to everybody that, school choice should be to the children and the parents. They have to be involved. They have to be able to get to a school that can meet their needs. Not all kids are made the same. Not all school districts are made the same. So we need to really allow the children and the parents to make the best decisions for themselves. My children now speak 3 languages and do very well for themselves. My brother, he is a retired lieutenant colonel. He still works on the civil side, but he has served our country for over 30 years. My dad was a lifetime military man as well. My mother is from Japan, and she raised my brother and I all by herself after my dad died when I was 9 and my brother was 11. So if you wonder where I get my strength from, it is from that woman right there. So as a business owner and as the coroner, that's how I got involved in this whole situation, is I was the chief deputy coroner. We were not allowed funding. We ran through all the gamut. And after living that experience, and I was able to now look at us. 3-4 years later, the coroner's office has a funding of over $600,000. We were only at $200,000. And I always said, we're gonna get busier way before we have less people. COVID has taken a direct hit on us and will continue to take that. And they're gonna have a lot of mental health problems. There's nothing about me that doesn't understand the mental population. So I do believe I can contribute and speak on behalf of the county as what we can do better and what we can be more cost effective about for our mental health. So I just want to say that, I am a doer. I am one with proven results. When the people came to me in LaPel, when LKP was coming, it was going to be Pibaro Wells and junkyards, I took my own personal money of over $40,000 and hired an attorney. In less than 45 days, it was already at the BCA, we stopped the project, and 5-0 chance we moved it on behalf of saving the people. That's who I am. People ask me, are you going to keep the salary that you get from the Senate seat? Well, what I'm going to do is put it in a bank account. In those times where we feel we're not getting our justice, I will hire private attorneys to come in and defend us, since people don't want to defend us, and they should be elected. So that's kind of how I work. I just want to say that as we move through this, when you go to the polls, it's more than just name recognition. You have to ask yourself, what exactly has this elected service done for me? Have my taxes gone down? Have grocery bills gone down? Has my utility bills gone down? As running my business got easier, but like you told me, the tax check I just wrote 2 days ago was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just opened my property taxes and it's crazy. I mean, I just can't get over, we keep hearing that we have the lowest taxes, we have the largest tax cut in Indiana history. Can somebody please show me, because it's not on my bank. So I just want people to understand, as you go to the polls, please cast educated votes. What the people are actually experiencing is higher property taxes, more fees, and rising costs across the board. We can all agree to that. And that disconnect matters. So let's understand, in recent biennial state budgets on House Bill 1001, in 2023 and 25, our bills and taxes have increased or shifted. So yes, they moved from one area, but then resulted in another area. So we didn't really win. This shell game of money is not working for any of us, none of us. So I want to, in last month's meeting, even here locally, according to Commissioner Rick Gardner, very few Madison County homeowners are expected to see real savings from Senate Bill 1. The main reason I'm running is because our fire territory in South Madison took a big hit. I can't even imagine running an area without any fire safety. Absolutely not. I don't even know why we were in discussions of not having pay raises for sheriffs. And that went on forever. And this should never be. It just builds them around. So where is our relief? Well, that's why I'm running. Because I have no problem pushing back when it's not right. We always hear, well, we're going to sign this and we're going to get past it and then we're going to come back and revisit it. But nobody ever comes back and revisits. Well, I have a brain of an elephant and I don't forget what they said they're going to do. I bring it back to them. Okay. When leadership tells you one thing, but your bank account tells you another, something is broken. So let's be clear. I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to tell you exactly what I will do differently. First, property tax reform that actually works. We don't need tweaks. We need real reform. My long-term goal is simple. Eliminate property taxes and replace them with a fair consumption-based system. Why? Because you should not be taxed on something you already own. You should not lose your home because you couldn't keep up with your taxes. And until we get there, I will fight for immediate protections. Exempt your primary homestead from property taxes, or at minimum, protect it from a tax sale. So no family loses their home over a tax debt. That's not radical, that's constitutional. I don't understand what some of you bought houses at $50,000. You should be paying still on $50,000. That's what you budgeted for. This is crazy that you buy a house for $50,000 and now it's $200,000 and you have to pay for that. So Article 1, Section 22 of the Indiana Constitution makes it clear that the government should protect a person's ability to maintain the necessities of life, including their home. And second, real tax caps based on purchase value. Here's a better way, or a better idea that we're seeing. Cap property taxes based on your actually paid for your home, like I said, not inflated assessments. Third, stop reckless spending at the source, because the truth is, that's why everything's increasing, to cover their government spending. So, we have to get a handle on this. Fourth, accountability and transparency. Everybody knows I'm all about that. I put it all over social media. So full transparency is absolutely imperative. And finally, leadership practices, what it preaches. If they're making you promises, have they finished them? Because I know when I make a promise, I always finish it. So I ask for your vote on May 5th. We'll see what happens, but may the best person win for all of you, and it'll be exciting.